Sorry I'm late. Technical difficulties. Like and subscribe. Use the chat areas, comment, just talk about whatever. And or whoever. Got my coffee, my newest hug in a mug. Anyone buying me a coffee online? Tight. Among Chucky. I got a knot. I can't get it out, and I don't know how I got it. Weird. I just woke up one day, and there it was. Ooh, I do. I was thinking yesterday, got some Christmas music on lately, and I was like, oh, I do. I want to watch some movies, even if it's just little clips. You know, some good stuff like Bride of Chucky, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, or Santa Claus is Coming to Town. I do believe there's a Santa Claus Came to Town, but I'm not sure. The Snow Monster. It's like a little children's horror movie. And The Wizard of Oz, Gone with the Wind. White Christmas, White and Christmas, and It's Wonderful Life, and yeah, many others. Some Halloween movies. I want to rewatch the movie Halloween, I suppose, because that's one of my favorites. And I haven't watched many movies this year. So, hello, everyone. Hi. I'm wearing one of my favorite lounge sets, pajamas, I suppose, day or night or whatever. Earlier today, I did open my front door, brought something in. I did a vlog about it earlier, but I tried uploading it. Like I said, I had technical difficulties. Ew. Oh, well. Thought that was somebody else. I want to reset some privacy settings, and I did not. Wow. I'm doing two things at once. Isn't that nice? My cat is in my cat house sleeping. So in love with this outfit. He has yet to let me take it off him. He has not allowed me to take it off him yet. I think it's one of his favorite outfits. I think it's some other people maybe do knitwears, make their own little outfits. That one. It fits him perfectly. Cheers. What do you want to talk about tonight? Anything? Shall I start a conversation? Is it still with us? There's a misconception online that there were only one foodie beauty, social media and all elsewhere. And that is a copyrighted name, title, subject, not allowed to be used by one and more other. So it's like take back the name, you know? Good, take back my stuff. So like there's two that happened. One, Foodie Beauty. Two, Greenwich. And public libraries, centers, etc. There's not any should, can, could, may, must, and need that I changed and be any else. Especially when the most recent center doesn't know how to do active. Not professionally, proficiently. I go online, and there's more classes online that I could do than there. Uh, Maybe because I was too young when I began. I used it as rehab that I've watched and learned online safer, better. I mean, I just need the space, you know? What the hell? I could use a treadmill better than didn't have that stuff. And they didn't even respect me. Well, they didn't do the memberships and they didn't do ESA. They didn't do memberships, they didn't do ESA, they didn't do most all Canada laws. They didn't do all Canada laws and do, um, they did not do human rights before, during, later, and since September 4, 2024. It was I was really happy to go there. You know, well, not happy, because I was happier before 2018, 2019, most before, uh, before November 5 or 6, whatever it was, 2019. And I was like, and then my mom kept wanting to go play bingo and do this and do that. There's nothing athletic, just, well, maybe a walkathon here or there. Other than that, she never did anything athletic, very. Not even book club. She did next to nothing. She wasn't even a mall walker. And I resigned, yet not officially. It was never documented that they accepted my resignations. So that sort of is that there's not any confirmation that it's actually got the letterhead from the company and confirmation from the not their staff anymore. And I was my mom and Miss P. Sam was trying to help, And I did want to fly out of Canada, except was to Scotland, such as other people surnamed Thompson, because of just, I could not. I was recovering myself, and some Thompsons did not like and seek revenge. And I kept pestering us because they did. My mom didn't like honestly showed and told that herself was disabled and all those illnesses, symptoms, and behaviors, and my mom being a false risk. And often I'll take the responsibility being with my mom, more so the older as years go on, because my mother isn't as independent as she was. And she doesn't all, some people have taken advantage of that and thought they could blame me for everything that's happened to her physically, mentally, and emotionally. And not everyone is as stupid as those stalkers and those attackers off and on and off virtual and social media, Wi-Fi's and internet. Other people have seen who, what, where, when, why, and how all those other people did, were, including trans help drivers, more than one. They know who they are. They were there recently, and I did not like, and my mom was not moving as well as she was before she got there. I even vlogged it. And they might be on it once more. There's two doctors there that, more than most of the other ones, have been on my social media, internet trolling me, and then taking it out on me and my mom. And then when we had that kerfuffle in this neighborhood, somebody committed suicide and or not suspicious death. Uh, and the alleged police and alleged coroner came off on off internet, social media, virtual, etc. And social media, and did what they did, all bad, all purposeful, all wrong. When I mentioned it to one of those doctors, I vlogged some of it. Uh, he accused me of stuff that I've never ever did, and I was like to my mom, we gotta go somewhere else to get a better doctor because there's so many witnesses that they're not professional, they're not good healthcare workers. I mean, that's why I vlog lots of the time because I get blamed for all sorts with a parent that has had special needs more than 30 years now. More than 30 years. Before, during, later, and since January 1, 1999. And those other people, stalkers, elder abusers, violent, threats, predatory, resentful, most all rejected, uh, would hurt my mom physically, mentally, emotionally, and financially, and then tried, showed and told, show and tell, blame me, and or mm, showed and told that my mom fell over one of my pets, our pets, fur babies, one of my cats. Uh, and it wasn't even at home all the time. She actually used to fall outside lots. Where was one of the times? It was around Erin Mills Town Center. She was around there, fell. I think it was the bus stands. And there was another time she fell. She's fell quite a few times, even around Islington and Dixon area. She fell. She wouldn't even fall out in the garden of 3635 Fieldgate Drive when we lived there in the 1990s. Maybe late 80s, but most definitely the 1990s as owners and residents. And she fell. She fell outside more than inside. she is a false risk. And the Thompsons could not cope and understand with the knowledge. So her alleged youngest brother couldn't cope with that. Oh, that we were never come. She was never going to go back to Scotland. I wasn't returning to Scotland physically, not anytime soon. So he came to Canada to seek revenge, and he's vicious. And I don't believe in censorship of any kind. I believe in monetization financially, although. But there's been videos uploaded, vlogs of him being vicious, violent, and did all sorts. And even has her. He got her Christmas cards from somewhere that she had to write to other people. It's like, don't write my name, but if there's anything in there alleging that I am the abuser and or pets for babies, Norman Thompson is the one because he was with her, not me. He took her away from here, not me. And all other times, it was always somebody else, including in 2575 Dundas Street West, the doctor's office, formerly MCI Wellness Clinic, or whatever it's called. They know who they are. And it's an arthritis. Transalp drivers witnessed, and eventually it's all going to come out true, including all banking that was my parents, my parents' parents, my parents' parents' parents, all pets, all fur babies, and myself. It's all going to come true, including is Canada Post really on strike or is it a court ruling that's just internet trolling more? And all those stalkers trying to get away with assault, stealing, uh, predatory this, predatory that, predatory this, uh, stalking, attempted this, attempted that. It's just what it is. Because anyone who ever remembers me from Western Ontario, Canada, knows I was the nicest, kindest, not selfish, independent sort of person that's ever existed, that was ever conceived and born and growing and grew and am who I am. And how my mama has done all the moving around. We have moved. Well, the first house was a maybe. Then there was like 2 cottages or whatever. And then in that house, and then 2 townhouses, 2 more houses, a bunch of apartments. And I rented one for a while. And then somebody used my name on some rentals that I never rented a day in my life. I don't know how that happened. That wasn't me. Because I used to live, unless I had a boyfriend or something, or a sleepover, I never rented anywhere else. Just that one on 2100 Sheraby Road, apartment 817. Oh. The maintenance there was not the best, although it was not the worst. Maintenance and repairs. And are the internet trolling me once more? That's just who they are. That's all they do. Internet trolling. On and off work hours. That's all what it is. I don't understand why I'm such a hated one, when there's 6 other ones that were worse than I was, especially the 2 alleged first cousins. And then there was 2 or 3 more that were distantly related. And then there was other people that alleged that they were my godmother, they were my aunt, aunts, cousins, nieces, nephews, that, such as surnamed Allen, Halliday, uh, Peyton, Edwards, Hamilton. I, for 15 years, never knew. Yeah, my mother's mental health, you know, she makes up lots of stories. And other people have showed and told, well, said to me that they knew my father before 1985 and that they worked with him at the Canadian Pacific Railway. And when my mom started storytelling about how he was this and was that, and what she did and what travels and everything, we all look at her. This is all those that my mom showed and told us. It's also symptoms of my mother's disability, special needs, because she doesn't always remember all the seconds, minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, years my dad worked there. With and without alleged lawyer, alleged attorney Frank Sposa. And I've watched all those videos, PETA, Canada WWF, and all those other animal activists showed and told, oh, putting your pet in little outfits is animal cruelty. No, it's not. Most all my cat outfits, they're not little outfits per se. They're recovery gowns and stuff. He's been a sick cat. He likes to play dress up. He wants to, you know. I think he being around two adults most of his life and other people. He just wants to look and feel more humanized. He likes it. He likes this one. He walks in it. Everything. It was easy to even put on him. Although I don't believe in hair dyes and everything on animals' hairs and feathers and skin and all that is too much. You know, just like them saying, get a cat or dog or whatever professionally groomed. I think that's okay when it's medical and absolutely necessary. I've done that. Although, like pigeons and parrots and cockatoos, with clipping of the wings, were I to ever have another pet bird, I'd never get my wings clipped. I mean, when I have a healthy, do I have another healthy cat or healthier than what I've got now? A healthier cat collar, maybe. That's about it. Unless an outdoor cat animal, then I'd possibly put on some booties or something. Cat, dog, whatever. Cat collar, that would be it. Until later in life, I'm going to keep some of his little outfits. I'm going to wash them and lay them away later, very later, and keep them aside because you just never know. Fashion changes and everything, you know. Maybe I'll fit this lifetime, just maybe I'll fit the animal. It's just like fish. Oh, I wanted a beta so much. And I was like, oh, just wanted to maybe take up crocheting once more, maybe make myself a little, or crochet a little doily. Wouldn't look that good, but give me something to do. But then the beta never came. Yeah, the beta never came home with me, unfortunately. I'm surprised those other people outside, my neighbors, other residents and or guests, theirs, aren't running downstairs to complain to security, the concierge or the police or somebody. She's online once more. She's doing a live stream. It interferes with our personal lives. We can't cope. We can't function. We don't want to be on it. We want to seek revenge. How do we do that? How do we get her to stop vlogging? How do we get her to stop doing live streams? How do we stop her how do we stop her sending community posts? How do we stop her living there? How do we get her removed? I've done it before. They're all my witnesses. Other people have witnessed online, offline too. And not true that that other person, alleged attorney, alleged lawyer, that we needed, well, I didn't need his permission to go to work and then earlier go to school and then later in life do hobbies and interests, and or be even a parent. It was none of his business. That's not what he was hired to do. before 1985, during 1985, later, and since 1985. And he wasn't always the same one, even with real estate. We never used the same one. He wasn't always available. He didn't always want to work. It's like he was, you know, wanting instead of, it was just, so many of them for a long time were like, oh, we gotta do this, we gotta do that. I know it sometimes used to take time to get an appointment in court, a date, but it didn't take that long to even send a letter. And they didn't have to send photocopies of this and everything and make photocopies of documents and expect to get paid thousands of dollars just to, photocopy for 2 hours work at least. And at the most, it was even less than that to photocopy. And then you have the pages, how much each page costs. It doesn't cost thousands and thousands. So it's like you're fired. So is my mom. One of them they alleged they knew us. They alleged that we were their clients. I even remember one was stalking and harassing me to the point where the security in that building and the concierge used to help me keep him at bay. We used to try to keep him away from front door because he was not a good lawyer. He was not a good man. I've actually I believed I saw him in my neighborhood a while ago. It's just like all those lawyers. We went to them, we showed and told them proof and evidence, and then those other people we accused, why were they there, alleging that those lawyers were their clients and or that they had to be there? Instead, those lawyers should have known better than to have meetings and or secret meetings with those people, and instead have them in court because they should have could, can, may, must, and needed wanted or more lawyer attorney with them. And and I should have been there during those meetings. And that lawyer should have enforced everything that we showed and told instead of being the way we are now. And where and when. You know how I spoke too soon. Wonder if they'll bang that front door shut. Do they know how public this all is? And if anything happens to them publicly, either residentially, anywhere and everywhere, when they're in the background of this stuff, my careers, hobbies, our careers, hobbies, and interests, and all other stuff, that's their own fault, and it's nothing to do with us whatsoever. And that we should not, cannot, could not, may not, must not, need not be, or were, and be blamed physically, mentally, emotionally, and financially. Oh, oh, maybe it was just somebody getting on the elevator. Oh, whatever. I mean, here, did anybody showed and told they were my pet sitter of any pets? They lied. We had other people. My mom used to pet sit for me. I had veterinarians pet sit for us. We never needed anybody to come in and pet sit for us. And or check on my mother and or babysitted me. While others too witnessed everywhere. The active adult center of Mississauga could take all their suspense, all the active adult center of Mississauga, other staff, employers, suspensions about to and about me allegedly shove it up their fucking asses. Because I'm not guilty. Never was, never will be. And all financially too. They owe me thousands, and I haven't gotten any of it. Nothing. Not even documents to prove any of it. I got some receipts. One receipt. That was fun. Heritage Mississauga, Andrew Mississauga Heritage, Haunted Mississauga, and Mississauga, Ontario, Canada, including heritage, should not, cannot, could not, may not, and must not, need not, blamed myself, my parents, my parents' parents, my parents' parents' parents, and all pets for babies. It was already haunted. Mississauga, Ontario, Canada, already haunted. Before, during, later, and since. December 25, 1997. I tell you, that place, AACM, needs new administration, new office staff, and most definitely lots of new staff, including the ledge casting director and stuff that's mostly programming. I mean, the place is shit, really. It's gotten, and the numbers are less, and it's not my fault. It's not my mom's fault. It's not Pet's fault. It's nobody. It's not my parents. Not my parents' parents. Not my parents' parents' parents. All Pet's off her babies. Myself faults. The numbers just have gotten less because other people see and hear it as it was. They see, hear, feel, and taste there as it was. I mean, before we even moved there from Square One Older Adult Center, the numbers were already dropping. People. Good night, Mom.
Good night.
I mean, does anybody show and tell photos, videos, filmed recordings, audios in real time of my parents, my parents' parents, my parents' parents' parents, myself and pets fur babies, such as my mom, pets, fur babies, and myself home with and without us knowing that any of that was happening. That's all not lawful, not legal. Uh, that's all bad, all purposeful, all wrong. And I did not give them my permission. And I did not give them my consent to did that and do that. Samples virtually, websites, online networking, and social media, and of course media, and published everywhere. All of it, you know? Any of it. All was everywhere. such as other residents, such as their guests, such as alleged condominium corporation staff and their employers and or their employers. Because they didn't do it while we were home, obviously, and were we home, it was obviously all bad on purpose, but on purpose, all wrong. I mean, were we not home? That was breaking and entering. Were we home? And they entered and did that? That's also breaking and entering and trespassing. It didn't matter. They should never have did it. And if I did open my door, it didn't matter if we opened it or not. It's still not allowed. They should never did it. Such as maintenance fees and all other times. Same with alleged police and alleged coroner. All they could do is, what evidence was there? There isn't any evidence. I wasn't guilty once more, as per to usual. All others to witness. Aging in this alleged city has not been graceful, I tell you that much. Not yet, anyways. Not since November 13, earlier, too. This year, this month. Other people. At least I'm honest about staff, my staff, and my mother's helpers coming, going. I mean, I had to reschedule my maid coming this month because my cat got sick more. Had to be rushed to veterinary emergency. I got him somewhat stabilized, but then the veterinarian stabilized him all the more. And I know it's hard. That's why I try to keep everything quiet. Sometimes I'll play music. He loves listening to stuff. He doesn't like singing so much. He likes "You Are My Sunshine," "Twinkle Twinkle Little Star," "Hush My Baby" kind of stuff. Some Christmas music. But he loves rave. First thing in the morning, sometimes I'll put it on, and he's in this like, oh, he's so happy and come over and he's doing a strut and just lays on me and purrs for ages. It's beautiful. I mean, it's like my mom and dad phone books and my phone books. Anybody that went anywhere to get a key to get to our stuff, any of our stuff, just because we used to have their names, addresses, and phone numbers and other contact information that they alleged we had, and they had our stuff on and off, on and on, off, on and off social media and elsewhere, doesn't mean they get a key, doesn't mean security should have allowed them in. Uh-uh. Because anyone and everybody knows there's police reports, numbers, occurrences, etc. All about most all those other people because they didn't know boundaries. My father never would have put up with such stuff, not even up north, not even the cottages. We didn't know half, if not all of them. We never knew them. More than 15 years. In the last 3 or 4 years of my high school education. samples, realtors. Roy De Silva, Gordon Daly, Ryan Gilmore, Victor Q. Oh, and there was more. Oh, there's lots more. Ownerships. I mean, most of the time, most everybody that knows me knows I was a blogger. I'm a blogger, kind of community post kind of person. And when they invite me into their home, I try to get them to agree, okay, well, is this, if it's a festive thing, I need a little nook, whether it's outside by a tree or something. Can I please photograph? And, but that was historical. Nowadays, I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to do anything that's like blogging or community posts like that. I think everybody, unless it's a public place, do unto others as I want to be done by privacy. I wonder whatever happened to Yoda and the Gremlins. Think back to movies I want to watch. Some of and or all of. Craving olives. I'm hungry. I don't have any olives. Queen olives. I don't believe I have olives. Hmm. Hey, good today. Vegetarian. My protein. Nuts and an egg. Nuts. I think I saw Johnny Depp online today. He was wearing lots of yellow. It was posted more than more than a month ago. Somebody else. Enter himself. And earlier than that, I think I saw Jason. Hawaii. Something like that, or like that. It's been a while. Who else did I see recently? Oh, I saw an old post of Leonardo DiCaprio. An old birthday one. I wished him a happy birthday anymore. Apparently he's online and I got a like. Hello. How are you doing? How do you do what you do, the things that you do? Let me be there in your morning, let me be there in your night. Supercalifragilistic something on the jingle jangle wangle something or other. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose. Yoda. I think I saw some stuff about Madonna online, if not by Madonna, from Madonna, somebody or other. Wasn't me. Like 20 years ago. 30 years, I suppose. Like 1980s. Gonna dress you up in my love. I need more coffee.